You're agreeing with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you think for all the men that are listening, is there hope? Ha! Just joking. When you connect with the audience and you feel the audience and you're speaking with them, is that something that you've really had to train yourself to do? And how could someone train themselves to be with the audience instead of with my story? Like, is it a breathing thing? Is it an energetic thing? Is it a looking at people in the eye thing?
Well, actually, I've been using this principle of speaking with, the whole speaking with. It started so as a lawyer, I was speaking to, right? I'm an advocate. I have to speak with confidence. I have to be right. I have a point of view. It's very directional. I have to speak to you. I have to speak to the jury. I have to speak to the judge. I have to speak to the prosecutor. But I had this case where I was representing this kid, 12 years old, and really hard life. And this is juvenile court, so there's no jury, but I had to argue this kid's case in front of the judge, and I had to talk with the prosecutor. And I realized that, I'm going to have to work with the system. I can't be a hardcore advocate for this child and think that they're going to agree with me. Like, I have to find a different way to figure this out. And so I started, and I was able to get a very, very good result. The judge gave him a second chance, and because I was more collaborative in my approach. I was working with the prosecutor, I was working with the judge. And so I noticed that I started using different language. And so when I would, I speak with the prosecutor, speak with the judge, speak with people, it was much more collaborative. And I made a conscious effort to speak more with rather than to. So I've been using kind of that, because I was thinking about it when I was this morning, when I was thinking about speaking with you, that some of my techniques on stage with an audience, because now it's a lot of people, that's why I ask questions, like I'll ask questions of the audience. Now that can be a little bit tricky. And I know that some coaches, they don't want you to ask like I know Lance Miller, I know that because I watch all of his videos. He's former champion. He says, don't ask the audience a question because then they might wander off or you don't know how they're going to answer it. But I still do like asking the audience questions, except that you have to give them time to think about it and they might wander off. So I think it's a give and take. I want to include as I replaced by Sophia, I'm asking the audience some questions to think about things as I'm thinking about it. And you want to pause and give them time to think about it too. Now they may go off into a tangent or whatever, but you don't have any control where an audience is going to go. And I think it was on your interview, with Luisa, which I loved, when she was talking about when she did her speech, or when she does speeches, she's not one to just go with one message.
Yeah.
She will have, I thought, wow, I never thought about that. That you can certainly have a topic and you're sharing something with the audience, but that make room for the audience may take it in many different ways. They may hang on to many different messages because everybody's different. And I thought, wow. And that's another kind of speaking with the audience rather than speaking to, because as a lawyer, I have to be right. I have to do this. It has to be this way. It has to be, and that's because I was in a very male dominated world. Now I'm not a trial lawyer anymore. Because I got to take care of my mom and I'm doing other things, voiceover. I write children's books and things like that. I consult more, but now I have more of a collaborative approach. And I would say that most of my cases that were absolutely life-changing for my clients, it's because I went to the prosecutor and the judge, kind of like the old days with a tribe, and we talk about, okay, what are your concerns? Let's work together to rehabilitate this person. Like this to say if evidence wasn't so good on my side, let's work together. This is a human being, and I try to humanize, because my client is not just defendant. This is a real person, and something happened. And of course, that's there's always cases where there's no rehabilitation, and the person just needs to go away for a while. So anyway, hopefully I answered that. And I just, I don't speak Spanish, but from what I remember from not history class, but high school. Do you speak Spanish? So quiero hablar contigo. I want to speak with you. That's so beautiful. I want to
Yeah.
speak with you rather than, hey, I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause with is just so much more inviting, collaborative. It's an interactive process.
And even when you're just saying that, you're like, I have to talk to the judge. Like when we do these gestures, I take the train to New York. I don't take the train to New York. Like that preposition doesn't make sense. So when I speak with you, it's this movement. It's not this. And so when you think about like how you include an audience, if you're not including an audience, it's like, what the frig are you doing? You're monologuing. I could watch that on YouTube. And when I'm in my pajamas at home, if you're not including me in it and letting my mind go where I want it to go and letting me have an experience in the audience, because that makes you waste time or makes you, the speaker, uncomfortable because you don't know how to improvise very well. Well, then learn, no offense, Lance, and any of the one who's do that, but I don't think they're thinking about the audience's experience as much as like you as the art of speaking to an audience.
Beautifully said, and your body language is beautiful. I was just watching you, like how it's beautiful. It's expressed so beautifully. I was saying that my husband's a retired minister. My husband's African American, and I remember in the beginning when we were, dating, I'd go to churches with him, although I'm not a real churchgoer. And in the African American community, especially, and even though I'm not an African American, but my husband was saying that a lot of the preachers, like they're barking, they're yelling. But my husband doesn't do that. And I used to tell him, I go, why is this guy like barking at me? It's like, I do that. Like, why is the yelling? Because it's a style of preaching. But what I loved about my husband is that he, embraced his feminine side a lot more. And he was just kind of laughing and joyful, full of joy, and asking questions and having a conversation. That's something that Louisa and Hannah did that brilliantly. They were extremely conversational, way more conversational than I was. See, if I wasn't wearing that damn cream-colored outfit, girl would have been conversational, okay? Because I was too busy worried about my eyelashes falling out and my hair. I was like a little too self-conscious. I was wearing cream-colored boots, which I just got like for $29 on Amazon. I'd never worn them before. I don't wear cream-colored boots. Hello. So I was just like focusing, a little bit too much
on the wrong things.
I was focused on the wrong things. Yeah.
But that's a great lesson. It's like, we think it's like, I'm wearing cream, I look professional, I got to wear these shoes, like then you weren't 100% with us, as you admitted. So that's fine. And when you are comfortable in your skin, in your clothes, in your shoes, in your eyelashes, you are with us more. But it's like this self-consciousness that stops people.
I'm not wearing any makeup. These are my real eyelashes.
Yeah, they were big. They were distracting. But isn't that thing, like, we try and distract people from the real us? But if we just are the real us and we're joyful, like your husband is when he's on stage.
Yes.
You can't help but be with the audience because you're in love with them. You're enjoying their presence and they're enjoying your presence. You're in with them. Whereas if you're like, I look good, I'm wearing this, these boots look good, I have to look professional, these eyelashes said I'll grab more attention, my hair is this, that, like we're doing our whole lives. We're obsessed and distracted by the small things, whereas we should be just doing, like, on the bus with the person being like, hey, rainy day, huh?
Yes, that's so well said, because I picked the outfit because I thought that, the outfit will support my message and what I was trying to say. But because I hadn't practiced, I should have practiced more. It turned out that I was not comfortable in that outfit. It didn't feel comfortable to me. But you're absolutely right. The outfit actually worked against me because I realized that it's not fitting. But thank you. Note to self. But what I was going to say with Hannah and Louisa, just really beautiful, just so conversational. Yeah. Like you felt that you could have just been sitting down with them at a cafe, having a cup of coffee and just sitting. Where with me, I don't know where you'd be with me, probably at a, fashion show or something. I don't know. not that it was so great, but it's like, where would we have been together? With me and my false eyelashes, drinking some champagne at some, I don't know. Yeah. It didn't quite fit, but anyway.
But this is great that you're sharing, like, the meta thoughts of someone that gets there, that didn't practice it very much, that was surprised to get to that level. Like, you're very honest and you're very humble about it. It wasn't your goal to win anyway, as you said many times. So it's like, you can say these things without worrying what people think. It's like, yeah, wear what you friggin' want to wear. Talk about what you want to do as you want to do, and
Yes.
be present. Like, this is the message that I'm taking. That is so much more powerful than what I kind of thought you might say. Like, make sure you make eye contact from left and right. Make sure you do breathing things before then. Like, you're just like, be comfortable.
Yeah. Be comfortable. I mean, yeah, no. I think just really being in touch with your message and just letting it all out. And I think for me, because the message it had been in me, because it's a real thing. It actually really happened to me. I'm really a voice actor. I really was replaced, and then I got my job back. But because I hadn't been sharing it, I'd shared it individually, with individuals over the year. But because it wasn't fully like in my body, whereas the other speech that I did attention, I'd done that many times. So because it wasn't in my core.
Yeah.
When I was letting her out, when I say letting me out on that stage, she hadn't been out on that stage. It was kind of still a new environment. It was still, and so I don't know. Maybe I will I think the cream colored outfit, that'd be appropriate for like a keynote with, the ladies at a tea or something like that. Maybe you and I could go sometime.
That'd be so fun. I think it's the same color as this curtain. I could get something like that. No? Similar color. I'm glad we can joke.
See, this is more me. This is more me, like just being super casual, and yeah, this is more me. But I do like to dress up. But I
want to show you something.
I want to see it.
Okay, well, we are live, but we're going to take 10 seconds.
Are we live? Because I just keep thinking it's just you. I don't know if anybody's watching.
It's thousands watching. Okay, I'm going to put this on, and we'll just see in 1 second.
Can I see? Is this allowed? Yeah. I want to wear my wig next time.
Right?
Oh, I love it.
I know. So I'm doing the wisdom of Barbie. And so I want to go on stage being like, life was good. I was blonde, beautiful, and intermittent bulimic. And then I'm a Barbie girl in a COVID world. Right? Like the real you. The eyelashes come off, the bra comes off, and the friggin' fake hair comes off, and the real you comes out. Like in tough times like COVID, when you get fired.
I love that.
Like the real you, because people can smell when it's not the real you anyway.
Yes.
Well, what's the point anyway?
And they can also tell when you're afraid.
What's that?
And they can tell when you're afraid, which there's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's the real you. Yeah. What I know. So going back to being a trial lawyer, when I would put, my clients on the stand or people testifying, the jury identifies way more with that person sitting in the witness stand because that person's nervous than they do with the lawyer or the judge. So the real you, the real you doesn't have to be confident, just as long as it's the real you, even if you're afraid. So I think that's yeah, the real you, because we're all going to be feeling for you, even if it's like really uncomfortable, but it's as long as it's the real you. I'm excited. What time is your speech tomorrow?
No, it's in a week today, actually.
Okay. Yeah. And how long is it?
Oh, I only got my 5 minutes. So I got 5 minutes of fame.
Is it going to be on YouTube or are you going to post it?
I will post it after. Yeah.
I can't wait to see.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. This has inspired me to be like, I got 5 minutes to like, I guess, show myself. And they always say when you walk onto a stage or into a room or a party, right? Like 20% love you, 20% don't love you. And the rest are like, what's for lunch? So you can't really influence people very much because they can smell, they can feel you. And that's, you can't pretend that you're a eyelash wearing, beige wearing kind of girl when you're really just the comfortable girl next door, right? And that's a great lesson.
And the 20% that love you, some of that stuff that they're listening to you say could be life-changing for them. Like just something that you say. And like I said, I'm very grateful. I haven't watched all of your interviews, but I am subscribed to your channel and I watch it, and your stuff is amazing. Yeah. I love the way you ask questions. And I think the thing too is that, you don't have, 1 million subscribers, a huge audience yet, but just imagine the people that you are touching, I think it's amazing. You do such a valuable service. And I love your energy because you had contacted me when I made it to the semifinals. I think you're, like you posted something. It's like, I feel you even through your exclamation marks, your emojis, or whatever. Like you're very effervescent, like champagne. It's you're very bubbly. So, yes,
Okay.
you are. You're very bubbly.
I might put on my LinkedIn, quoted by the third best speaker in the world, that you are bubbly like champagne. That's
Yes.
that might put me in the stardom thing, having a quote like that from you.
Yes. Oh, and by the way, I saw your Facebook post with your gorgeous, your boyfriend and your parents. You had
Oh,
the coolest. I can see why you turned out the way that you did, which is just so free and so beautiful and so, I can see that. But girl, I was stalking you. Okay, I'm keeping my eye on you. I got my eye on you. Yes, I do. I got my eye on you. Yes, I do.
it means a lot, because the way you spoke on stage was like, I'm not brave enough to do that. And I saw, like, when you did it, I was like, oh, she's risking it, because you haven't been in Toastmasters that long.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of speeches, and there's very few people that show real anger on stage. And I believe you when you were angry, when you got replaced by a robot.
Yeah, I was angry. Yeah.
Feel it. And I went, she's risking being called angry woman. And we have a word for angry woman, right?
Of course. Yes.
Yes. And I just thought, and when women express real anger, we get labeled. When men do it, we go, that guy doesn't put up with crap. And it's just freaking unfair. And I have anger. And lots of people tell me that I need to control my anger. And I'm like, yeah, well, maybe not, because there's some stuff that needs to be angerized and some things need to be changed. And so I don't think that we should be just like cool and peachy with bad behavior. And yeah, we might be called witches sometimes, right? But
yeah, and that's why I took acting. It's called the Meisner technique. It's 2 years of really, very deep acting. And the reason why is to channel that anger, because I have very deep-seated, a lot of rage and anger tied in with, I don't know, some stuff I just don't know about, but I think it's important. You can channel it through your speeches too, where you allow yourself to get really angry and let that voice come out, as well as other voices. So, and I could feel that in you too. I could feel that anger, and what would be really awesome if you did use it in your speeches. Do you compete in Toastmasters too? Have you? Because we haven't known each other long. Do you also compete in the Toastmasters competition?
Yeah, I won district. And then
awesome! Congratulations.
Yeah, that was.
Go for it again. Yeah.
Yeah, totally will. And after seeing you guys on the stage, having you three women win with such conversational styles and so authentic and so supportive womenly, and with your anger really helped me, because I was like, I don't dare to do anger on stage, and you just friggin' did it, and you did it, and you won. And Louisa did that joke about God.
Oh, yes.
The fact that you two women, not white California women, you guys are all three women of minorities, and you all did that.
Yes.
That's revolution. That's extremely inspiring for every woman in the world.
Good.
And I don't know if men think like we do, but for us, you did it for half the world, right? So
good. I'm glad, because next time, if I ever get the pleasure and the honor of getting on that stage, you might see a whole lot more coming out.
Oh yeah.
Burn
a bra.
Yeah.
I once did a speech called "Global Warming is My Fault." And I wore 9 bras underneath a jacket. And then one by one, I took them off, talking about deprecating humor, how I don't even take the stairs. You want me to save the planet? I'm not even saving my own body. Like, I told pizza last night, I'm probably not going to save the fish. You know what I mean? Like, just this, like, we have these big visions of like, the world should do this. No, the world is us, and I am the world, and I am my own responsibility. So we have to like work through our anger, work through all that stuff to become the best speaker, the best human that we can be. And then the stage might be a place for it, but it's all an internal process. You could have 20 coaches, best people in the world, but if you don't work on that shit inside of you, you're not powerful and authentic in a real way. You can act it, but at the end, we smell that, right? I think.
Yes, absolutely. Wow. Are you a coach? Do you coach people on speaking?
I coach women. Yeah,
I think you do. Yeah, you do. I know you do. Yeah, because you can't teach vulnerability and revealing yourself and being authentic. You can't teach that. You can only provide the space, which is what I really really value about Toastmasters. I mean, I'm going to be a member of Toastmasters for a very long time. It's a playground, because as much as you want to use it, that you get to practice and you get to, but I tell people that practice showing up and just being vulnerable. So I'm going to start going to, when my sister can spend the night here and take care of mom, those story slams. I never even heard of it. Like the Moth and Story Slam, and just places where you just go and it's like, give me the microphone and I'll see what happens. It's like a tabletop, just like, because I think the more that you put yourself in front of people and just be who you are, you're going to cry, maybe you're going to laugh, whatever. That's a good muscle to have. And I realized that I hadn't really, really, truly been in court or arguing for 5 years. So when my district was, I thought I did horrible. I mean, I won, but I was very heady and very self-conscious, because all of a sudden I saw these people looking at me, because all the other contests was with the camera, was with the online. So it was, so when I got to the district, it's like, wait, what? People are looking at me. And it wasn't that I was afraid to speak. It's that I wasn't used to it. It's like, because I also, I mean, even though I'm an extrovert, I do love my time alone. And I love being alone and doing my thing. So it was like I was a fish out of water. It's like, wait, what are these people looking at me for? So the first 4 seconds, I honestly, stuff came out of my mouth, but I didn't know what I was doing there. I completely forgot. But my body somehow knew. And actually, that did happen to me off and on during Replaced by Sophia. But I think because of my experience as a lawyer, as an actor, because I do have that experience of trying to think what to do next. Somehow that saved me. Yeah. So.
So super easy. If I want to summarize how you can win the top 3 in the world championship of public speaking, become a lawyer, and I assume go to therapy to get the vulnerability worked out, right? Easy breezy, chicken squeezy. Yeah.
You don't have to be all those. You certainly don't have to be a lawyer or voice actor. I mean, I'm going to compete against next year. I'm going to consult with Louisa. But, I'm in the same boat. And actually, I'm going to be speaking at a Toastmasters in China next week. And my whole thing is I'm going to be telling people, hey, let's all compete together. Like I'm starting in some ways, it's going to be harder for me because I am visible, right? So I'm starting all over again. And so I think it's just the mindset. First of all, if you have the mindset that you've got something to say and that you're going to be vulnerable, that you're going to practice, and that you just have to have the right mindset. But we all have something of value. We all have something of value. So just because I came in third, so whatever, that's old news. Okay. That was a lot. Done, over with, start all over again. But somebody who doesn't have as much experience as me, they could easily.
Like
Hannah. I know. Did Hannah, when did I talk to her about it? I don't know how long she's been with Toastmasters.
Like a year and a half.
Yeah. And sometimes you just show up. It's your time, you just get on stage and you just be you. And it can, and you know how long it can take to like that, be you. I just think that it does, for me at least, it takes practice being me, like just going to be you. So I say that, and then there's the whole structure of the speech and everything. And then also, okay, heads up for people, the timer. The timer is like this little piddly laptop. Did you see it?
No.
The timer is like way below, because I talked to Fursey, right? Because Fursey was in my tribe. I love Fursey, and
he's adorable.
Poor Fursey. He didn't look down. This is what he told me. When he looked down, it was already red. Yeah. See, when I looked down, it was just turning red. And guess what? I looked at it. It's like I already went like 20 seconds. It took me 20 seconds to wrap up. I looked at because when you're on stage, right, your eye level's like this. The timer is way down here.
Oh, that's terrible.
So he was disqualified. Yeah, 2-time disqualifications.
But that's crazy. It should be in the back, red big. It's like below. Because even if you look down, that's a bad move on stage. They shouldn't force.
It's a bad move. Yeah, I might look down, and who knows? I might fall down. So I might use
that double chin might come out. I don't want to picture it. God, vanity. That's a bad move for vanity. Okay, my girl, this was
Okay.
the wonderful and really what I was hoping to hear from you, because I wanted to hear like where you gave yourself permission to get that anger from. And
Yeah.
it's beautiful. Anger without we don't believe the niceness anyway. Everyone's got both sides. And so
I
if
think
you
it's so good to be angry. Yes. It's so good to channel it. And like I said, but just channel it in a way that but you make art out of it. Like you make beautiful art. Like I would love to see your Barbie get angry. Like, I want to see that. I want to see it. And what if I want to be on stage with my wig and I'm going to get angry with her? It's like, it could be a beautiful thing. Yeah. You and your Barbie. Oh yeah.
I'm like, what can I get angry at? The caterers? No. The societal.
Here's what's really powerful, here's what's really powerful to start. Be angry at yourself. Like share. I know that's vulnerable. Share with the audience, like the anger that you have, like something that you dealt with. See, that's powerful. Where have you been the one that you've been angry at yourself? Like that's powerful stuff. Oh, you just gave me some food for thought for my speeches for next year.
Ooh,
I know.
2 angry women how will you find us? 2 angry women with wigs on.
I know, Louisa. Maybe the two of us should be working with Louisa. Get some group coaching. I know. It's like, and also I think that, especially if, sorry for any men that might be listening, because this is it seems women focused, but I love the idea of working with women. That's why I chose Verity, because Verity was the champion at one time, and so I think it's good. I think that, and what I love about it, because it seems like the women that are winning want to support the other women. It's like, we can do this. And I know that the men do support each other. I know, because Jen Key and Lance and Darren and Mark Brown and Aaron, and they all do support each other. I know they do. So us women, we need to support each other. Oh, and let me just leave you with some controversy. This might be controversial. So I'm really curious, because I'm in the state of California, which is an island of its own. And so there's, non-binary, for example, and you've got the pronouns and all of that. And I know Toastmasters, has its rules. Yeah. So what's going to be interesting to me is that, as the world that gender fluid, will there come a time where it's not, the best female or not? Because the reason why I bring this up, because in voiceover right now, there's auditions where they're looking for non-binary, somebody who identifies as non-binary. Somebody who identifies. So I just thought that just to throw that out there, because I know that, I've watched some of the Toastmasters briefings last year when I wanted to learn about Toastmasters, and they were voting on certain things, and there was, a lot of controversy about the transgender community. And so a lot of that. And like I said, I'm in California. I know, I understand all the different dynamics and things, and I'm not trying to make anything right or wrong or anything. It's just a conversation. So it'll be interesting, if there's a category that somebody does not, I'm sorry, I don't identify as female or male. Can you have a category? Toastmasters as best, it'll just.
We don't have those categories anyway, though. So I doubt they would put another category, because we don't even have those categories.
Right. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like the categories, like the voice acting, they're making the categories in auditions. Yeah.
Yeah. To give opportunity. Is that?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. I think I wonder, because for my head, I was like, Toastmasters just like anyone can go on the stage. If the audience is ready for it, is a whole different cultural shift that I think Toastmasters might not be ready for that, because it is an aging.
Yes.
In American.
And actually, yeah, you're right. You know what? Because we don't have like best female speaker, best male speaker. Yeah. You're absolutely right. It's world champion of public speaking.
Yeah.
Then I just went off on a tangent. I wish was this live? Rewind. I just went off on a tangent.
No, I like that concept, because when I won the district, I won in like my 5 countries that I live in, that are in our district. But I also coincidentally was the only woman in Western Europe that won that year district. So by chance, I was the top female in the whole continent, because all the rest were males. So I was like, what, I'm going to use that, because it's true, because the men win a lot, and for a woman to be able to project their voice, to talk to the audience, use humor, to do all that, we have to use. We have to. It's. guys get mad at me on LinkedIn when I say this, but I think it's harder for us to win. And that's why not many guys follow me on LinkedIn, because I kind of have a bias that it's a little bit harder to be a woman in this world. I can't pee behind a tree, and I can't project my voice the same way as you, and I'm just not as funny. So I'm trying my best to pee behind a tree, under a tree, on a tree, I don't know, and be a loud, funny person. Because
that's really hard to do, especially if you're wearing pants. I suggest that you wear like a big skirt, and
maybe that's why skirts were invented, so we can actually pee under trees without anyone noticing. Maybe skirts weren't oppressive; they were actually helping us. Ooh, mind bend.
This could be a Toastmaster speech.
Oh yeah, why skirts were not oppressive.
That'll wake some people up, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So how do you just end it now, and then what happens?
I do. I press the button and we wave goodbye. Arrivederci, my friend.